Today, we're going to be taking a look at New York Rangers young defenseman Braden Schneider. The right-handed D-man was taken back at the 2020 NHL Draft in round 1, pick number 19. And I think he's been a pretty good D-man for the Rangers on that third right-handed defense spot. So we're going to kind of take a look at kind of how his development's gone since coming to the NHL and kind of talk about how good he's been this season and what we could expect going forward with Braden Schneider. Because he is only 22 years old, turned 22 in late September. He's 6'3", 209 pounds, a right-handed D-man. And this is a guy who can hit, he can fight, while also playing a pretty good two-way game. I mean, he's all right in the offensive zone, but definitely a pretty solid defensive D-man. I mean, his defensive game is definitely better than his offensive game, but I do think we've kind of seen a little more out of him offensively than what a lot of people would have expected coming into the NHL. I mean, he's no Keandre Miller or Adam Fox offensively, but he's still a guy who can put up 20, 25 points as a D-man, playing some good defensive hockey, good two-way game, while also being a very physical guy. I mean, he can hit pretty much anyone. He'll lay the body. He'll fight nearly anyone. I mean, he's a very tough player. He's fought a lot. He's hit a lot, and he definitely is just a tough guy in general. So that's definitely a positive to have. You always want to have those tough guys on the back end, especially who can clear the net, battle in the corners, not afraid of anyone. They can hit, they can fight, they can do all that kind of stuff. So having a guy like this at 22 years old is definitely very nice. He was also taken in the first round back in the 2020 NHL Draft with pick number 19. So far, it's a pretty good draft pick for the Rangers. Having like this at 22 years old, having such a great impact, I think is pretty good. Now, by no means am I saying he's been unreal or way exceed expectations, but I do think he's been a solid D-man for this team. Obviously, by now, he hasn't quite taken that step to be a true top 4 D-man, but I still think he's shown a lot as a third pairing guy. And compared to this year and last year and the previous year as well, I mean, clearly this year, alongside Erik Gustafsson, he has been, I think, the best he's really ever been in the NHL. And I truly do think a big part of that is, one, the coaching staff, who has obviously done a pretty good job this year. Yes, I know as of late we have kind of been in a bit of a slump, but I still think this coaching staff has done a great job with this team overall. And then you consider as well his line mates, his D pair from the last couple of seasons. He's been with guys like Zach Jones, who is a very young, inexperienced offensive defenseman who's kind of a liability defensively, as well as having a guy like a Ben Harper, who, yes, is a solid guy, but he's more of a 7-8 kind of D-man, more of an AHL or a kind of a depth NHL guy. Obviously, he had a great moments with the Rangers last year. I think Ben Harper was a guy who I wanted to see this year as well, be that kind of maybe 7th D-man type thing, but obviously, he got hurt, so that sucks for the Rangers and him as well. Next up, though, taking a look at a guy like Patrick Nemeth, who Braden Schneider was alongside in his rookie season. There's another guy who I think was the clear worst out of the bunch, honestly. I mean, Zach Jones defensively isn't obviously good, but offensively, at least, he's a decent puck mover kind of thing. Patrick Nemeth was just kind of bad in both ends of the ice. I mean, he was just an awful D-man for the Rangers. Really didn't bring a whole lot and was more of just a liability out there in both zones than he was just being an all-right player. So that definitely sucked, especially in Braden Schneider's rookie season, having a guy like that alongside him who was supposed to be a good, defensive, liable kind of D-man. He was the complete opposite, where he was a clear liability and just really didn't help out Braden Schneider in any way, which you want out of a good vet D-man like an Erik Gustafsson, who this year I think has done a great job alongside Braden Schneider. Obviously, Gus has had his moments where, Foxy was down, he went up, got called up to the top of the line, and was doing an amazing job on that power play especially. Then, obviously, Fox comes back, his time comes down, he's back on that third pair alongside Schneider, where I think he belongs. I think he's a great third pair guy, especially to have alongside a more defensive guy like a Schneider. You have the more offensive guy, better puck-moving guy, and a guy like Erik Gustafsson, who's been around the league for a while, has some playoff experience, has a lot of experience in general, and has also played under Peter Laviolette in the past, where he was last year with the Capitals alongside Laviolette together there. So I think that's a clear, just great ad for this team. It was an amazing move for super cheap. Bringing in a good vet offensive D-man like this to have alongside Schneider, I think, was the perfect fit. But taking a look here at what he's done offensively so far this season, he has 46 games played, 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points, a -2, and the projected numbers here so far this season, 82 games played, 5 goals, 16 assists, 21 points, a -4. Not too bad. I think if he puts up those numbers, gets over 20 points, obviously gets his new career high where he previously had last year, 18 points, 81 games played. Hopefully he can pass that. I don't think he's going to be, a 30-plus point guy at the NHL level, but 20 to 25 points, maybe even like 30-point year here and there is definitely a possibility. And taking a look here at a few more stats, take a look at the block shots. So far this season, he has 60 block shots. Last year at 130. This year, takeaways, he has 14. Last year at 23. For giveaways, this year so far is 20. And last year at 52. So Actually, this year, his takeaways and giveaway ratio has gotten a lot better. The giveaways in the defensive zone as well. 16 this year, 43 last year. I think overall, those numbers are looking a little better than last year. That's definitely a good sign. I mean, alongside a guy like Gus, who's obviously a much better puck mover than he's really ever had. I mean, Zach Jones is a solid one, but I still think Gus is clearly the better guy right now. I think his numbers have clearly gotten better, so that's definitely a good sign. The block shots are, slightly down, but still not too far off at all. And taking a look here at the Corsi and Fenwick percentages, they're not doing too bad. You compare them to last year or the year before that, they have gotten a lot better. So this year so far has a Corsi percentage of 48. Last year had 42, and the year before that, his rookie year, had 41. This year for Fenwick, he has a 49%. Last year, a 43, and the year before that, his rookie year, a 41. So clearly those numbers have gone up a ton. And I truly do think Erik Gustafsson and the coaching staff has been a big reason why Braden Schneider has been a pretty solid D-man so far this year. I think there's a clear step up from the previous years. Obviously, he is nowhere near a finished product. He's still only 22 years old. He's still very young. Still has a lot of room to grow and get better. But still, I think he's a pretty solid third-pairing D-man and definitely still has the chance to one day be a decent second-pairing guy. I don't think he's going to be a top-pairing guy, but being a second-pairing guy, a solid guy, maybe on that Jacob Trouba level, I definitely think is a realistic possibility. Anyways, though, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below on Braden Schneider. Do you think he can be that, second pairing guy one day, a top pairing guy? Let me know your guys' thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.